E4. Oh, hello!
We have a rusty
Looks like we're
here.
back online. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have sound, and we should be live. Fantastic. All right, let's see how things are going over at the stream. Do we have sound?
I'm not hearing anything right now. Oh. Could be because it's...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mic.
Too loud?
It's way too loud.
Okay. I'm going to put it about here so we can both be on. All right, well, I think we're ready to go today. We were planning to take our Beech Baron. Let's get rid of the avatab. Fly from Portland up to the Seattle area. You can see we've got live traffic running at the moment. KLM livery from the explain.org forum. Rather beautiful. So we're about to taxi out here.
It's still very loud.
All right, let's turn it down.
Like, it's insane.
All right, sorry if we're murdering your ears.
Rusty Rail says not to him.
What?
Says it's not too loud.
Okay, well, I think we're going to get boogieing then. Hopefully you can hear both of us from here. And at this point we had, I was getting ready for a flight when the other flight brother showed up. Just for the sake of clarity, my name's actually Tim, and the other flight brother who you might have met on the headphone video is Lee. So if you hear some names tossed about, that's who we are. The moment I'll be pilot flying, and Lee's going to be pilot monitoring
and typing
/ live stream typing. So if you type, you're talking to Lee.
Could turn it up just a tad.
All right, we're going back up.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was probably on me.
There we go. Hopefully we're loud enough now.
Oh, it could be because I have my headphones blasting in my ear.
So we just completed our startup checklist, and we're about to taxi out. Pulled the ATIS a little bit earlier. If you want to hear it, here we go.
Portland INTL information Tango. 1200 Zulu weather.
Oh, it's changed.
Wind 270 at 7. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 23, 2.9. Altimeter 3017. Arriving runways 28 right, 28 left, 03. Departing runways 28 right, 28 left, 03. Advise on initial contact you have Tango.
Alright, we've got information Tango, so let's shut that down. We're just pulling that up here on the Garmin 530. We're going to be running that with a peripheral device, so if you wonder how it's moving and the mouse isn't going over there, that's how we're doing it. We've got our Navigraph charts up, not for real-world flight. I'm sure you knew that. Navigraph just really likes us to point it out every time. So anyhow, looks like...
And we appreciate them letting us show the charts on the channel,
yes,
actually.
Thank you, Navigraph.
Thank you, Navigraph. Thanks, Magnus, and the whole team over there.
Just being practical, though. They told people no. They would have a very interesting time enforcing that as everybody makes their goofy YouTube videos, including us.
And oddly at work, I've referred to it.
I mean... to be quite honest, I'm pretty sure they are just the real Jeppesen charts. They're just a little bit out of date.
Yeah, probably.
So...
Although, when we shut down a DME at work, when the AIRAC cycle came out, the procedure in the chart changed at the same time the real world one
Oh, no
did.
kidding.
Yeah, I double-checked it.
It would be interesting... You'd need a computer to analyze this, or just somebody at Navigraph to tell you, though I'm sure they wouldn't, how much variation there really is between the current active chart cycle and those we're using here in simulator land.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, this is the, I believe it's the Mr. X scenery pack. Sorry, you don't want to stare at the chart the whole time. It's free, and it's amazing. It's really got great airport textures. The aircraft are there. The night lighting's particularly good. Here, let's just cheat. Check this out. If you didn't know this, Shift K takes you back in time, Shift L forwards in time. If you just use K and L slowly, you notice the blinking lights blink extra fast. We're doing that, but you can see that it's just got beautiful lights. Everything looks wonderful. I've actually never flown through Portland. I've never had a reason, but I just like how we're set up here right beside the river. It looks beautiful. Be great to fly in there sometime. I say that's famous last words. Watch, the next time I have to go to Seattle, I'm going to end up going through Portland, most likely. Okay, are we ready to roll?
That was probably really loud in there, by the way.
Sorry, I'll remind myself, no clapping in the studio.
This is our first stream attempt, so we're going to see how this goes.
You can see how much we bumble.
Yeah, we might submarine it.
All right, so I'm going to pass off the
Sure.
checklist here.
Where are we at? Obviously, we're
Down
at
here.
that.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know that I really need this headset, but I'm going to keep it here just in case.
Just keep it handy.
All right.
It'll feel more like you're actually flying to have a headset on.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm going to get us a little more daylight because I don't know what time it was, but
What are we doing? Are we just flying around? Do we have a
yeah,
mission?
sorry. I made this flight plan prior to the other flight brother showing up. I actually just texted him and said, hey, come on over, and we don't actually live particularly close. We got about a 45-minute drive, so we usually interact via telephones and the internet, but on occasion we managed to get together and make goofy videos like that ATC video.
That's true, yeah. That was our first one. The last live stream we attempted, I think, was at my place, right? The FlyJ that crashed right on like takeoff, like it crashed a desktop.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was really annoying.
That was unfortunate. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can kick everybody over to viewing everything. Let's turn is that working?
You don't have anything that you shouldn't have up there, do you?
Wow, that sounded awful.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, all we've got here is hopefully some charts. So let's see. Can you guys see this chart? Are you seeing anything?
Oh, rusty.
Black screen. That's disappointing. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it so you can actually see my desktop. We're going to look at the sky vector. I don't normally record this, which is why it's probably not showing up.
Hey, thanks, Rusty, for the follow. Appreciate that, and appreciate your interest in us and your support.
Awesome.
I don't know how often, like Tim was saying over here, I don't know how often we're going to do these live streams, so we're just kind of winging it. And well, that's pretty much how the YouTube channel's actually functioned.
Yeah, this may never happen again. You never know.
It's just a wing.
Particularly if I can't figure out what on earth I'm doing.
Yeah, we're working on that one, Rusty. His screen's black, so whatever you're doing,
all right,
it's
so
not good.
We're jumping back over into the X-plane. There, you should have the aircraft now. It'll be about 10 seconds. There's a little delay on my end to what you actually see.
Yeah, Rusty, if you let us know when that comes back there, we'd appreciate that.
There we go. We're
Should
back in the aircraft. Okay. So basically today we're going to use the Sky Vector VFR charts to fly out of Portland almost due north, and we're just heading up to the Seattle area. I was actually hoping to take us not into SeaTac but into a smaller private airstrip where I have an acquaintance, a friend who's a retired airline pilot who took me for a flight out of his fly-in community. And so I'd like to pop in there, and I think we can get a Baron into 580 feet. You think that's doable?
580?
580 feet.
Not 580 feet? That can't be right. No, it's 5,800.
5,800. Oh, I'm missing a zero.
Didn't you just do
Never
that
mind.
tutorial?
Yeah, it shows how much I pay attention to my own content. Add a zero. 5,800. Yeah, I
Hey.
guess 580 doesn't make any sense now that I actually turn my brain on.
Hey, Rusty, what are you flying there? Rusty's flying right now while he's listening to us.
Fantastic. Flying while streaming.
Flying while streaming people flying. What kind of world is this that we're in?
Living the dream. Prior to the second child being born, I used to have time and cruise to do things. You can move that
I want a
smaller book, and then it'll sit nicely.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, well, I think it's about time we start taxiing here. We've got...
Hold on, not yet, sir. We got a
did we
before
skip
taxi
something?
checklist.
Oh, well, let's do it.
Yeah, all right. Flaps retracted.
Check.
Avionics master on. Judging. I think we got that.
Master on.
Lights is required.
Check.
Radio is required.
Yes, sir.
Transponder on and set.
Yeah, what's the transponder setting for
1200.
VFR? 1200.
Yeah. Some of them have that VFR button too.
All right, and we're in standby right now.
Okay. Rusty's going Miami to DFW in the Zebo. That has American Airlines written all over it there, Rusty. That's 2 of their hubs, I think.
What, Dallas to Miami?
Yeah.
DFW?
Backwards. Miami to Dallas.
Miami to Dallas. Oh, doing it wrong. I think I'd rather go the other way.
Yeah, especially on maybe going back to work or commuting. All right, before takeoff, you want that checklist?
Well, let's taxi out to the runway first.
Okay.
So it looks like we're going to be taking a...
Oh, yeah.
What's this, Alpha 4?
Sure.
Now let's do...
Where are we going? 28, right?
Let's do this one. So we'll take Whiskey onto Alpha and down to... probably Alpha 2. We're not going to need the 9,800 feet we've got here. And we'll just wait and jump in between the oncoming traffic. Ooh, we're down to 20 frames per second. I'm going to blame most of that on streaming. But here we go. Let's do a little taxi.
American 2250. Yeah, buddy. All right.
Try not to get hit by the airport service vehicles.
As long as it's not the Blackwater truck, you might be okay.
Yeah. Mr. X has really good runway and taxiway textures here. You can definitely tell you're not looking at the default when you're on one of these scenery packs.
Where were we at again? Portland, right?
We're at Portland, KPDX.
Because I wasn't listening when you pulled up ATIS earlier, I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Just to double check everything.
Oh, I've actually written it down for you.
30013.
My scribble. Wins 270 at 7.
Okay.
Active is 28
Which one
right,
was this,
left,
Tango?
and 3. Yeah, we're on Tango right now. But the X-plane tends to vary from the real world slightly. Oh, and I have not set the altimeters.
3017. And that is exactly what the real world has right now.
All right, 3017 set. We can probably start running that before takeoff while we're rolling down here to Alpha 2.
2250 now goes from Charlotte to Tampa. Do they change that seasonally? I know out here in Phoenix we get the 787s from, well, I guess that's not even the same thing. You're talking about a flight number. But we're getting ready for our seasonal changes here, so we'll get the 787s back during the wintertime from...
That's Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. That's American.
By next year, we might have them out of Heathrow, too.
Yeah, the trip 7s too, right? Are they going to do the trips and the 7.8s? Probably depends on demand.
My friend returning the other day on Speedbird 744 was saying it's the last year for him, and he said they were going to replace it with Dreamliners. And he's an aviation guy himself, but hey, you know, again, it's going to always be demand based, so it could be back and forth. Either one of those has the range.
So we are using full. Oh no, I was going to say, were we going at Alpha 3?
Yeah, no, we're at Alpha.
We're at 2. Okay. Oh, we still got to do our run up.
Yeah, I got a question for you here. So when we do the magneto check, they had called for one earlier in the checklist.
Mm-hmm.
What am I looking at to see a dip?
Where's RPM?
It's the RPMs.
Yeah.
Okay, engine RPMs. Okay, so
well, that's the in a single.
So here I'm gonna mess with the left. Okay, yeah, we got a dip.
Yeah,
there we go.
You should see about 50 to 100 RPMs. What you're looking for.
Yeah, we had 100 there. And let's do right magneto. Okay, because earlier I was thinking, I know I'm supposed to be looking at something.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sun just came up. The panel just changed colors drastically. All right, the magnetos look good. Although, was I supposed to do that at a higher?
Yeah, you're gonna throttle 2,000.
2,000 RPM.
Yeah. So bring your.
Almost there.
Because when it's like super low, the constant speed prop really isn't turning.
All right, we are at 2,000 RPM.
Okay.
Let's check our
Yeah, run your
left
mag drums.
engine. Okay, it's a little over 100, a little over 100. Left magneto's good. And right magnetos are good. Run up complete.
Rusty saying when he was on 2250 it was a 738. So now it's a Charlotte to Tampa on a 321. I think I'd rather be on the 738 when it's hot.
Yes.
Those have horrible climb rates.
Yeah, 321 was really pushing the the limits of what they could get out of that engine.
The CRJ 900s and 321s the other day were like, could we have runway 26 for operational reasons? You know, when it was like 115.
The heat groundings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Density, altitude, horrible. Okay, so you did the mags, right?
Yeah, magnetos are checked.
Did you cycle the prop levers?
Just the pitch.
Yeah.
And what am I looking
It
for?
says retard 50%. Check left engine RPM drops. So I think
Are we
still
still
gonna be
supposed to
back
run
at
up?
2,000.
Alright.
Yeah.
Coming back up. Alright, 2,000. There's a little drop there. I think we're at about 50%. It's about
I'm sure it's fine.
100. Because it's a simulator.
That's right.
Life is always good in the home simulator.
Simulator land.
Not so much in commercial simulator land. I'm pretty
No,
sure
that's
that's by design, but here at home, the grass is always greener, the sun's shining if you want it, and failures only happen if you make them. All right, so
Trim.
trim.
Set for takeoff.
Trim is zeroed, which is probably fine for what we're gonna do.
Flaps up. Let's see.
Flaps are up.
Okay, autopilot off.
AP off.
All right, so now we're to takeoff.
All right, kick in the landing lights. Let's get some strobes. Why not?
Do we have a course bug set for departure?
I have not. Let's see, what's our runway heading here? Ooh, how about we zoom?
Is it 282?
I think that was 283.
283, yeah.
Oh man, oh, the scroll wheel.
There you go.
Gosh.
That action.
2A123. Let's call that 2A3. All right, let's get moving.
Hey, we're up to 2 viewers again.
There's 2 people out there.
Thanks,
watching
Rusty.
us.
Sorry, and appreciate you sticking it out with us. I think you're the one consistency.
We could be the other viewer, quite honestly.
Well, that's true. No, we're not, because we're logged in as us now.
Oh, okay.
Nah, earlier I was logged in as you. All right, ready?
All right, I think we're ready. So let's.
All right. Rotates 85, which would be your red line. Best rate's going to be 105 climb.
Frame rate's getting a little twitchy here. And keep us just under the red line on the RPM.
Okay.
Comes 85. And trying to rotate.
Trim for 105 on the way up.
All right. 105.
Yeah.
All right.
Positive rate.
Hit gear. I should have redone the weight when you got here.
Oh yeah. Made it fatter for the extra sack of uselessness sitting next to you.
No, I don't have to read my own checklist. That's a plus.
That was the whole point of the invite, right?
That's
you're
why
like,
you're
I don't
here.
want to read this, and
Because I printed it off in like size 10 font, and it's really kind of a turd to read at that size.
yeah, it's not too bad.
All right, so we are climbing. She really wants to roll left. What was that wind? 2707?
Nah, something like that. Yeah.
It's pretty much straight in front of us. Okay. So we want to turn north, and Seattle's about 100 miles north of here.
Oh, that's not far. Where do you set to? Because that's 2,700 miles away, whatever SI is.
Oh yeah, whatever is in the GPS right now is whatever the last thing I used the Garmin for was, which was...
Not close.
Yeah.
What?
It might be down... I believe there was a day I was going to take this Baron the whole way from Phoenix to Seattle. And, oh, that's a pretty
Nice.
horizon.
Well, SI normally a 2 digits, a NDB, I believe.
Well, that might be... Oh, wait a minute.
You're also
Wait a minute.
turning past north. I don't know where you're wanting to go.
I also may have been messing around with the DC-3 to Narsarsuaq, or however you
Oh,
say
up in
that.
Iceland?
Yeah, Greenland.
Or Greenland? One of the lands?
Greenland. Which I hear we might be buying or something. I don't know. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Wonder if that'll reduce the landing fees.
I don't know. Apparently it's not the first time we've tried to purchase it.
It's always good to buy absurd things that aren't for sale.
Yeah.
But it would be entertaining just because, look back and be like, I remember when Greenland wasn't part of the United States.
Well, then we'd have to redo all our flags, too.
Ah, yeah, that's true. A 51st star.
Or would it be one of those territory things? That'd be the easiest
I'm
way
gonna
to do
I'm
it.
gonna go for territory because
Yeah.
they probably don't want to pay our taxes. Well,
Who does?
I think they belong to Denmark right now, where the taxes would be substantially higher. So maybe it's actually a massive tax break for them. I have no idea.
Well, this
It's
is
not my
exactly what
area.
you wanted when you tuned into Flight Brothers, huh? I was talking about purchasing foreign lands or different countries, unless, of course, you're from there, which, of course, it would be your home, and we're sorry we had to get involved.
Quite honestly, it's a place I want to visit, though. I would love to do a flight from Gander to Narsarsuaq. I'm probably not saying it right. I hesitate to even try.
It was better than Narsarsuaq, which is probably how I'd wing it, so...
All right. Well, we've got.
How high are we going? Because we're not climbing very well. 105.
We'll tell you what. Let's start working on some AP functions here, and we're gonna look in the other screen at the actual charts. So at this point, we're probably up here around Vancouver,
Battleground
Oregon.
16.6.
Yeah, we can tune that up. 16.6.
You got that over there, too.
Yep, there we go. All right, 16. Oh, so what do you know? Look at that.
There you go. Do you remember what our radial was through there? Oh, there it is, right there. Off to the left.
Okay, so you can see BTG, which is Battleground VOR. Is that a Vortac? Because it's got the little added squares on it.
Rusty says, hey, it's better than sitting here in silence. I'm sure that was in reference to our Greenland, Iceland purchasing thing. Yeah, that's true.
So, I'm not sure if that's Mount Adams or possibly Mount St. Helens in front of us. But we're definitely headed into some mountainous territory, so maybe we should work on this climb rate a little bit. Let's get that out of there.
Do you have a heading set?
No, we're 100% hand flying at the moment, but we can set a heading. All right, I believe autopilot should be on now. Do we get an indicator light on here?
I don't know if down here.
Okay, that was off, so I think it's on now. Oh, here we go. There it is. Autopilot annunciator.
Okay.
So flight director heading. That's probably your autopilot command.
Yeah.
And I did click the up.
That goes in 100 feet increments. when you click that.
Okay, so let's see what we've got. It looks like 700 or 800, which might be...
Which we can roll it up until we hit 105.
And that's our
And then-
best rate of climb?
Yeah, according to this.
So, anytime you take out one of the Laminar aircraft, you should definitely go into the aircraft folder and find the manual, because Laminar makes some excellent manuals and they're very, very user friendly. Literally, if it was your first day playing X-Plane, those manuals give you enough information. As well as, if you want to go the whole way and be very technical, the Baron has an incredible write-up on how you calculate the weight for cargo, fuel, passengers, everything, and calculate with the chord and the minutes. I mean, it's more than you need to do, because X-Plane is forgiving, but if you wanted to actually go through the process, it's all there. It's a neat mental exercise. Does this open on here?
Yeah.
Stick your head out the window.
It doesn't have near the sound of the
Diamond.
Yeah, the Diamond. That's a fantastic plane.
Yeah, let's see what we got in here. We can go in the back seat. I think I set up one. We can be ridiculous. And
Oh well.
we go
I
skydiving.
have never clicked on that before.
Do a little wing walking.
Yeah, do the fixed camera position so it looks like we're jumping out of there.
Oh.
There you go.
The problem is we're not falling.
Falling, yeah.
I have wanted to simulate skydiving from the aircraft, but I haven't figured out how to do the falling part.
I'm sort of certain that second door, the one that opens into the wind, probably would have like ripped off the hinges.
Or at the very least, we would have had a whole lot of retrimming to do to compensate.
You need some rudder trim in there.
That's what autopilot's for, right?
That's true.
All right, it's got a glove box. This one doesn't open. If you've been in the Cessna, there's actually a little Austin Myers bobblehead in the glove box, and if you click on it, it will show up here and bounce around.
I saw that on something, on one of the Facebook pages, I think, but I've yet to go in there and click it.
Yeah, there's a lot of Austin Meyer Easter eggs. In the default 747-400, one of the lavatories has Austin Myers on the John. If you,
Nice.
I think you have to use C to unlock the camera, so you would need to do. You would have to check it while on the ground. Otherwise, you'll do what we just did and go flying off into nowhere.
Hey, so not to bring it back to flying or anything.
Yeah, let's figure out what we're doing.
What's our altitude for this airway here, and where are we trying to go?
All right.
We're kind of at that mountain, which is what?
Lee is bringing us back to reality. So, well, let's see. We passed BTG because it's not on the screen anymore. So we're up here somewhere. The VFR airway is heading of 345, and we are
Not there.
Not doing 345. We could go fly 345. I will just arbitrarily turn us to 345.
Should I tend to that or ask them to come in?
Hold on 1 second.
Pardon the interruption. We've got a door knocker here. So, let's get a VOR too to hook up to, so we can actually figure out where we're going here.
All right, let's see what the next available navigational aid is. So we
Yeah.
switch over to World Low and.
Well, you could have done VOR too.
Okay, we've got Olympia.
Grab this one up here that's on
McCord.
the Victor.
Let's do McCord. Oh, straight. Well, yeah, we can probably just pick up SeaTac. It's not that far.
Whatever this one is, right?
Yeah, that's SeaTac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, SEA.
All right.
All right, so 118.0, and our airspeed's still good. Okay, 118.0. Let's tune that up.
Are you guys using Share Cockpit? No, actually, we're not using Share Cockpit. We have it, and we've only flown with it, I think, once. We flew the Flight Factor from San Diego to Phoenix to try it out. I'm over at Tim's house right now, hanging out, and yeah, we're just, I don't know, winging it. He was doing a flight, and we got together. The families are hanging out in the front room, so here we are. I'm actually sitting next to him. He's flying right now, and I'm reading what's coming in on the live stream.
All right, 118.0 is tuned, but it doesn't look...
We're too far out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're picking it up yet.
So flip back to Battleground, then we can pick whatever radial that is coming off of it.
Okay, we're radial 15 right now, so we're over on Sky Vector right now, checking. And actually, I'll tell you what. Let me put it on here. There we go.
So we're
what's the
for,
reciprocal of 345?
Almost what, 160 maybe, or no, 165.
These are 10s, right? 10, 20, so about 17.
Yeah.
So yeah, about 15. So we're not far off from. We're now on the 12th radial, so we're drifting over to about here.
Yeah, but we're not flying off of it. We're flying through it. So if we spin that to the 340, right, whatever.
1 second, I'm just gonna take a peek outside.
Kinda. Oh, okay. Rusty. Let's see. Wanted to try shared cockpit, but haven't yet. Kind of skeptical about it after seeing how much of a letdown VATSIM is.
You know, we did shared cockpit, I think, twice, and it was amazing. I think our main issue is more logistical, that
it's time, yeah, it's scheduling.
Yeah, we both need to be available, and we both have older children and younger children under the age of 1, which means our work schedules and our family schedules had to align, and the gods of the internet had to be cooperating. But I believe we did it with the Flight Factor and the Zebo both.
Oh yeah, we did do it with Zebo.
And
yeah,
it was amazing. Actually, you don't appreciate how much these aircraft are a two-man cockpit unless you've really experienced that in real life, or when you try it, because all of a sudden you're inventing your crew resource management, and
sure,
you get so used to doing it yourself that. But no, it's a blast because, for example, I think Taxi Out was some of the most fun, where one of us was taxiing the aircraft and someone else is doing all the pre-flight and talking to VATSIM, and you're just like, oh, we're living the dream now. This is great. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this climb because we just don't need to get.
We're going VFR, right?
Yeah,
Let's see, odd north and east, so we're going west. So let's just climb to 85. Level at 8,500.
All right, I'm gonna reduce our climb rate a little. I don't know if you noticed it's
porpoising.
I guess we'd call that porpoising, and it's kind of annoying to look at. So.
We probably need to lean a little bit too.
Oh yeah, didn't even mess with this. All right. Do we have?
That's a prop.
Right. Do we have any indications for like a cruise manifold pressure and RPM? Or?
Let's see. Prop lever's 2,200 for cruise.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to lean us to peak EGT.
Unfortunately, this doesn't.
After I lean us to peak EGT, then I'll start playing around with the prop RPM. Well, that cut our fuel flow. That's good. Will save us some virtual money.
Speaking of that, this is where the SimCoder's economy, or the SimCoder's reality expansion pack comes in, because it has the checklist. It has your cruise power settings and gives you some different altitude settings and fuel flows and manifold pressures.
So, if you're not familiar with the REPs, the reps, the reality expansion packs, they're basically sort of like someone took these default, the Cessna 172 or the Baron, which, as you can see, I mean, these are excellent aircraft. They're very well done, but they do lack a little bit of that polish that you get with a payware. So the rep basically gives you an upgrade on the default into that payware territory.
Yeah.
And
they're $20, so it's a very low cost of entry.
Oh, absolutely. That's, I mean,
sounds, generally you get the better sounds, you get the better physics.
Right. Well, and then just the immersion level, you know, with the airliners, there's only so much you can fake out of that. I mean, they're going to keep adding the little things like the crying babies in the back and all of that, and you know, we can all pretend to be airline captains. But the reality expansion pack gives you, you know, the ability to walk around and check things, and it's
100 to go.
There we go. That's why you're here. You know, when I try and record while talking, something's got to go, and sadly, it's the flying, which it becomes very questionable very quickly. All right, so we're at 8,500. We are just about 23 miles past Battleground. Let's toggle on over and see if we're picking up Seattle yet.
Let's level there too.
We are not, so I'm going to just hit out, and that should hold us right here at 8,500.
Yep, prop RPM 2,200 when you get a chance.
Okay, let's adjust the prop RPM. So that's down here. That's our blue handle. We're going to make the pitch finer. That'd be finer, right?
No,
coarser.
Yeah.
Coarser. So we're going to give it.
We're biting more of the air.
So basically, the blades are turning more into the air.
Into the wind, yeah.
Okay.
Into the relative wind. Which, if you were in a turbine or a turbo prop, you would see an increase in your torque now. So your limit becomes torque, I think, more at altitude as opposed to the ITT, intermediate turbine temperature or whatever.
All right. I'm pretty sure we're looking at what's left of Mount St. Helens out the window.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because when it erupted, it like blew the top off, and it on the chart here, actually, it's kind of neat. I was looking at earlier. If you look at the World VFR charts for Mount St. Helens.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
Well, that's the airport. Where's the mountain?
It's going to be just high topographical.
There we go. There we go.
Feet.
Check this out. We've got landslide debris. And a artificial dam.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Created to keep the debris, if that's what that's saying. And so I'm assuming this is what St. Helens, when it blew its stack, you know, it went down there.
Oh, sorry, Rusty. I saw your comment there. It makes me want to check it out. So yeah, you just don't have anyone to do it with. Yeah, the shared co-pilot thing's really cool. It's going to be really interesting, I think, too, to see how FlyJ Sim is working on their shared cockpit utility. I don't know if it's going to be, I think it's a separate thing, but I don't know if it's going to work with just their aircraft. Remember there was that release around Flight Sim Expo or something?
Right, yeah, I mean, it was very exciting. It looked like it could have just been the advertising, but they were making it sound like it was going to be simpler to manage, and there might be some sort of platform where you could just log in and say, hey, I'm ready to go in a Zebo, and you could connect yourselves with other people. That's really what's lacking right now.
Yeah, for X-Plane in general.
I was having this conversation with my wife the other day that, flight simming is such a
lonesome sport.
Well,
which we do have wives, by the way.
Yes. So I think it's just because the level of knowledge needed to get something out of X-Plane is so high that it doesn't lend itself to, hey, come on over and play football with me on the Xbox. You can't just grab any friend that walks by and say, hey, can you fly the right seat, and they can read you the checklist, but
come flight sim with me.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Oh, we're going to watch this screen for about 3.5 hours.
We're going to stare at the clouds, maybe watch a little Netflix.
Speaking of clouds, I think we're going IFR here.
So, my VFR trip into Seattle.
Did you flight plan?
Well,
did you look at weather?
We can still turn around here. But,
well, yeah, we're still in VMC conditions. We're just above clouds.
But yeah, so it would appear this is just
you didn't check
now
the weather, huh?
Because I checked the weather where I was, and that was like 4 hours ago. But yeah, go ahead and see what's going on at SeaTac, because we'll be there in.
Well, we don't have that. Let's punch that up here on the direct too.
Let's just do that. Yep.
That way, all 3 people watching can care. That's definitely...
Yeah, that's
Greenland.
Narsarsuaq and Greenland. So
Yeah.
let's see if I remember how.
Is it, or is that Goose Bay?
Nope, that's Narsarsuaq.
Okay. Oh yeah, Goose Bay's Canada, right? So it's a C...
Right.
CY something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So according to the app, Seattle is 270 at 810 miles, scattered 4,300, temp 23, dew point 9, altimeter 3020.
3020.
Yeah. So still VFR conditions.
All right. Well, the winds are about the same as
True.
Portland.
Hey, we have a whole 4 people. Thanks and sorry. Feel free to chat with us here. I'm doing pretty poor at looking over at it, but Rusty, since he's flying from Miami over to, where was that, DFW again? Yeah, you've got nothing to do for about 2.5 hours, right, Rusty?
So, Rusty, are you up on Project Fly at the moment?
I'll actually look at this now. Can you see that? Where you're at?
Yeah. See, poor Lee would be doing a better job of managing the comment thread, except for he has to keep me from crashing the plane.
This annoys me, by the way, that you don't
You just
have a VOR
really
dialed
need
up.
me to tune us into something.
Please do something and set that course.
All right. Well,
It's driving me nuts.
Let's
Kind suggestions earlier did not work. Hi.
let's set
Yeah,
it.
we're live right now. We only have 4 people watching us.
Hello. I'm the wifey.
Yeah, that's Mrs. Tim.
I need you. That's it.
All right. Well, this is why we have 2 pilots today.
Yep. So I'm gonna slide over and take the seat here until he gets back. I'm sure it's some incredibly important task which could not wait until later. You know how that works. Not on Project Fly. Haven't heard of it. Okay, Rusty. Well, check this out. I don't care whether you get on there or not. That's up to you. But so our virtual airline, right? Flying Tigers Group. That's who we used to fly for. They shut down in January. That's what the FT at the end of Flight Brothers stands for. If you haven't read the About section, but the guy that was running it actually suggested or said he lost interest in doing it because of Project Fly, and he made that notation to us in the email, and we didn't know what Project Fly was either. So finally we went and looked at it, and to make a long story short, it's a background application, and it has virtual logbooks, and actually we can pull it up here.
It's
can't we?
basically like Flight Radar 24 or Flight Aware, but for flight sim.
Yeah.
So you're going to log in, you're going to put in your flight, and all of a sudden you and all of us other goobers who are out there flying the virtual skies are going to populate. Now, in your sim, you will not see those aircraft.
Correct.
But on that map, you'll see it, and it does the logbook function.
Oh, Creamers. This is the guy that was...
Hey, there we
Creamers,
go.
how's it going? Hopefully those answers helped you out, man. Thanks for the comments, by the way.
So I've had a request here from the real world that we land this aircraft as soon as possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they wanting to go somewhere?
Well,
And
sadly,
we're gonna be on
yes.
kid duty?
Yes, we're going to have to put down our pilot hats and pick up the babysitting hats.
It can't wait a
Daddy
half hour?
duty. Well, one of the children is asleep now, so this
Okay.
is an ideal time to be child watching. But
All right, so where's our diversion? What's TDO?
all right, so hey, just for fun, let's look at the map. We've got purple, which means these are non-towered airports. We've got little white circles, which are going to be your smaller non-paved. And here, this is going to be a paved airstrip here. So KTDO, clicking on it. Ed Carlson Memorial Field, South Lewis County.
I should have Navigraph on my phone pulled up, but I don't. What's the visibility more than 10, 330, 3019? What's the runway length?
I'm going to go get that from Sky Vector. If I can.
Oh, there it is, right? Carlson?
Carlson Memorial. There it is. Oh, sorry, zoomed in too fast.
3,700.
Yeah, 3740.
Well, we can make that, right?
All right, so it shall be. And they have lights and gliders and parachuting. This is a busy place. I don't think any gliders are up right now.
Oh yeah, but to get back there, Rusty, to Project Fly, while we went off on our tangent for a super important thing, which I'm sure,
Oh, and I need to get us to descend.
based on our individual opinions, might not be as important as theirs. So the it's like Flight Radar 24. You can actually pull it up. I think if you Google Flight Radar 24, I think it's a European website, or they're out of Britain, right? It's
Flight Radar or
no
Project Fly?
Yeah, Project Fly. What's his name? We follow him on Twitter, don't we?
Matt something. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
follow him. He's very active.
I think he's either a manager for it or a programmer or
I'm
something.
pretty sure it's his.
Is it
It's
his?
his baby, and he's an X-Plane streamer, and he's an interesting guy to follow. He's
And it is Twitter, right? It's not Instagram. I think he's on Twitter.
okay.
Yeah,
I
because
believe
he
you're right.
does. Yeah, I think you're right.
We have like 1 million social media accounts these days between the Flight Brothers and our own stuff, so we get a little confused between what's
What we're seeing.
and who's where.
True, we do.
And as much as it's great to have both of us to post things, if you ever get a comment, a reply to one of your comments, and then another reply, it could be both of us from separate locations we're attempting to reply to you.
Yes, true.
So I've cut the throttle, and I have us set to descend here.
Yeah, that's a gear up horn.
And
Hey, Dutch Pilot 1, how's it going?
do we have a horn cut out?
No.
All right, well, I'll just leave us cracked if I need to. Wouldn't hurt to look at the charts and see if we have any terrain issues here.
That's a very valid point.
Minimum sector altitude is about 3,600, so
Okay.
we can come down. Let's come down to about 3,800, and then we'll
What was that? TDO, right?
the airport
Airport.
KTDO. Yeah, it's already up. Oh, hey, we're under.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull it up on Navigraph on my phone anyway, just in case we lose it again.
You know, I never actually turned off the landing
Yeah,
lights.
that's it, Creamer. It's Matt Davies.
That's
That's
the
him,
guy.
thank you.
Yeah. No, he's interesting to follow. I kind of like seeing his stuff, and he talks a lot about everything. And I believe he's doing his own flight training right now in
Yes.
the real world, and I really like watching simmers who are making that transition to real flying.
Dutch Pilot, you're at home because you missed the school bus.
Somebody,
Where are you at? Are you over in Amsterdam, or are you in where are you at? Over in Europe? Oh wait, it's 7:28 p.m. You go to school at night?
all right, I'm trying to figure out where in the world that would be.
Oh wait, 7:28 p.m. That'd be like East Coast here, stateside. 3 hours is Eastern Daylight, right?
Well, it's
It's 4 here, so
Yeah.
plus 3.
yeah, that should be East Coast U.S. All right. Oh well, we're under.
Hey, we have a whole 6 viewers now. Sorry for you guys tuning in. We had a request from the spousal units that we divert and handle child duties, so that's what we're doing.
I'm trying not to crash this right now.
Yeah, Rusty, I'm with you. Both of us here want to work on our want to get our private. Actually, we don't have our private pilot's licenses, but we actually want to become CFIs. So it's been something that we've been discussing more so recently. We've been window shopping some airplanes, so we've got a few aircraft we've been keeping an eye on. So we have these massive dreams, like most of us that play flight sims, and hopefully before we die, they'll become a reality.
The very least,
Kuala Lumpur.
the PPLs are gonna happen.
Dutch Pilot, you're over in Malaysia. I don't know if you're a racing fan, but I am pretty sad that Formula One no longer comes out to that track. I loved that track out at Sepang. My multitasking right now is horrible because I was supposed to pull this chart
Right.
up like
Actually,
years
oh,
ago.
you know what? I just realized
Did you already have it
I don't
up?
need to wait for you. No, I've got the Avid tab. Although my frame rate's really low.
That's right.
Streaming's hurting us a bit here.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see, that didn't work.
I better keep an eye on our airspeed. All right.
Watch be our first stream, we'll just fly it right into terrain. Be fantastic.
Well, for what it's worth, I actually don't fly this aircraft very often. I might only have about 2 landings. I just haven't used this thing very much. And there's been a number of times I've taken it out and the real world has called and I've just had to shut down the flight. Okay, so here's our runways.
Are those obstructions on the south side of it there? Oh, parachute landing sites, I bet.
Oh.
So see, it says jumping in the vicinity.
Could be, all right.
What are we coming in? We coming in 2-4?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, there's an
Actually, I
there's-
believe we're looking at it right now.
There's an RNAV for it.
Yeah,
You got
look.
it pulled up.
See? I'm pretty sure that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, by the time I put in an RNAV, we're gonna be there.
Well, I was just looking for altitudes, but
Oh,
we're
okay.
low now. We're 2,500.
What's the field elevation? 374 right here.
Oh yeah.
Threshold's at 374. Okay, so we're about
What is this? Let's see.
2,000 feet above the ground right now, or above what will be the ground for the runway.
Yeah, Rusty was going commercial. Rusty, you talking about getting your ATP and flying for the airlines? Because I mean, I'm sure you're aware if you're looking at that track, commercial just means you can get paid to make money. So or get paid for flying. So even CFIs or technically have to have a commercial pilot's license. The Creamers, you're out in California. Yeah, we're one state over there. Rusty in Ohio. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm originally from Pittsburgh,
Yeah, and I'm from Indianapolis originally.
so you're right in the middle.
And a Dutch pilot, huge F1 fan. Yeah, Max. Good to see Max and Honda finally stepping up, or Honda really. And Max is a heck of a driver. Dutch pilot says we got 777 subs. We need to
We have to
that.
screenshot this. You know, we picked up subs so quickly in the 760 range. I wasn't able to get 767.
Didn't we missed 757 too, right?
No, I got
Oh, you
57.
got it? I missed it.
See, this is the thing about us working from separate locations. You didn't even know that I got on there.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going manual here. I know the gear's up. And we're going to bring the prop speed and
Oh yeah, don't forget to run
everything
your
up to
prop.
max. There, at max. All right. Ooh, keep an eye out the
I was
window.
about to say, where's your checklist, but it's sitting in my lap.
I wonder where that checklist went. Who could have that?
All right, altimeter set. Did we get altimeter? I did it.
I think it was 3020.
That sounds right.
I know it was not 3017.
Oh, it has no... On my app, that airport doesn't show up. I think you're right. I think it was 3020.
You know what? We can get it right here by going.
Oh, 30. You have to be 31 to get accepted in the program. Is this for like the regionals there, Rusty? Do they have like an education ATP program where you... Because I know for air traffic controllers also, I think it's 31 or 32 as a cutoff unless you have military service.
All right, gear down.
All right, Dutch pilot, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, man. Well, guy or gal.
Pilot person.
What are our names? I am Lee, and Tim is the other one. So collectively, Tim and Lee, we are the Flight Brothers. Well, Rusty, I doubt we'll catch a birthday here, a live stream again before your birthday in 2 weeks. So if we miss you, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Happy flying.
How's the wind? We got Gumps gas to the fullest tank, undercarriage down, mixture prop rich.
Yep, mixture is rich.
Prop high. Anything that is an FAA regulated program. You know, that makes sense actually. Hey, you might be able to do just time build there, and maybe you can get into corporate stuff, corporate aviation.
Looks like we got a little bit of crosswind.
Yeah, it looks a little bumpy.
It's definitely bumpy. I promise I'm not just shaking the
windsock.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll,
You know, we never used the prop sync, did we?
I turned it on some point after we started attempting to cruise.
Good thing one of us was flying.
Alright. We're pretty hot.
Yeah. That
was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that good.
I fully expected some serious bouncing, but I'm going to take it.
Hey, we'll have to remember where this plane is, and then maybe the next time we can fly this plane to wherever we needed to go. You gonna have to back taxi? Is there a taxiway at the end
That's
of
right
it?
here, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to KTDO to pick up our KLM trainer,
There you
which
go.
is mysteriously found in the United States for some reason.
Hey, they fly out here though, or no, Lufthansa.
Yeah,
Lufthansa is
Right, Lufthansa's down here in Phoenix at Goodyear.
at Goodyear Airport, GYR.
What?
These Pappy.
I don't think that's supposed to be there.
That might be FOD.
Thanks, X-Plane. We have a short wingspan. We can get around.
Yeah, we'll get around it. That's okay. I in that one video, what was it, the Cirrus, where I was flying to Munich. Remember, I came in on approach there, and then the runway car was out there, so I just had to float up over it.
The follow me's.
Yeah. Should have went around, but it made for an interesting video.
Tell you what, just for fun, before we sign this thing off, well, let's go see how cool we look in our pilot jacket.
Ooh, is that a members only?
You know, I'm pretty sure I just bought those sunglasses yesterday. All right. What I really wanted to get out of this was the instant replay. So let's just jump back there.
What are we doing? We going back to the landing?
Yeah, I gotta see what this touchdown looked like here. We'll just scroll. That's probably the wiser, faster way
Unless
to go.
it jams up on us and crashes to desktop, which would be horrible.
These things do happen. If you didn't know, Alt-R will take you to the replay mode, and you can, it's the home key on mine. You know, this is not quite the garbage it felt like from the cockpit. It looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad.
No, we came down on the left
Yeah.
main first, so
Eh.
it's a rental.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. And what is it? Any landing that you can still use the airplane is a bonus or something like that?
All right. Well, and you know what else I never did? Oh, no, I did pull the flaps up. Good for me.
Yeah.
I actually cleaned it up. Okay, well, we're not going to be too precise about this. I'm just going to start turning things off.
Oh yeah, I could totally make sure avionics go.
I already fried. I'm sorry. Bzz. They're nuked. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed our quick little trip here in the Laminar Default Baron. Again, this was actually more of an accidental trip just to play around with live streaming, and it's awesome that some of you got to come along and hang out and meet us a little bit today. So keep following us on the channel. We'll be posting again Friday 000 Zulu, which here is about dinner time on Thursday, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This week is going to be the Fly JSim 727. We're going to go through the whole startup and takeoff, and I spent all the time to even put in the text for every last button click, so if you get lost in the narration, I think it's pretty easy to follow. And it's a beautiful aircraft. Just a ton of work to keep that EPR the whole time without the auto throttle.
Managing it, yeah.
But it's fun.
And the downside, like you mentioned, in there's no cabin.
Ah,
So-
right. So if you want to go sit in the back, not going to happen. But really, you cannot leave that cockpit because of the lack of auto throttle. But there's your one.
Not unlike
That's
the ERJ too.
Right, but the ERJ has the hidden auto throttle, so you can
That's
cheat.
true. But only I think works in cruise, right? Only level flight. I've only used it in level flight a couple
okay.
times, and it'll hold speed,
Well,
hold Mach.
let's put it this way: if you really want to know what the smart co-pilot's good for, or this situation here where you bring a buddy who actually knows how to flight sim over, the FlyJ Sim will give you a really good idea what crew resource management is really needed for. We've flown it before, where pretty much we are both completely busy. Somebody's navigating and somebody's keeping the bird in the air, because the EPR requires a lot of babysitting, especially on descent and approach. So if you're going to do it the real way, which I suggest with the VORs, not the crappy default
Not the
FMC, then
What was that we did?
we were flying to Memphis.
Orlando. I thought we did Atlanta one day
Was it Atlanta?
in the FedEx, right?
Yeah, I
FedEx
think we came up from
727?
Florida to somewhere in
Might
the
have it in
south. Is it in the logbook?
Yeah, I think we went into Atlanta because I had the landing and we kind of.
MIA to ATL. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
FedEx.
How long that one take?
722. 1.8 hours.
1.8, so that one wasn't bad. I'm
Yeah.
back, by the way, as the stream ending. Yeah,
Yep, we're wrapping it up, guys.
Yeah, we had the spouses request our assistance, so we're heading out. Rusty, yeah, good chatting with you, man. Dutch pilot, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Looks like there's 2 more in here who maybe are just observing and not commenting. That's cool.
Oh, just for fun, though, we got to open the doors.
That's right.
If you didn't know, the Laminar does have this, and hey, why not?
Ooh,
You and the family can take a ride.
can we plug somebody else on YouTube with one of these, even though we have no association with them whatsoever?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Hey, so if you guys like Barons, there's a guy, this is Lee. I don't know if Tim follows him, but his name's
Yeah,
Baron Pilot out
Baron
there.
Pilot, mhm,
Yeah,
yeah.
Baron Pilot. And he does a lot of stuff in his he's got a B55.
This is a B58,
Yeah,
if
this
you're
is a
wondering.
B58. So, yeah, go check him out. He's got some pretty cool stuff. Florida-based, Central Southern Florida-based. Good stuff.
You know what? The main thing is, if you follow the real pilots, you're not going to get bored in the sim, because there will always be something you see them do that you're like, I got to go try that. Look
Yeah.
where they went.
Or
We're
I
doing
don't do that.
Yeah, well, most of the don't do it's come from the sim, not the real world.
True.
All right, so we done here. We're going to close this one out.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up.
All right, thanks, everybody. This is the Flight Brothers FT on our first live stream. Remember, plan the flight.